Something weird is happening in software development right now, and I don't think most people fully realize how big it is yet. Everyone is focused on AI writing code, but that's actually the least interesting part now. Because AI is quietly starting to replace the boring, painful, time-consuming parts around software development too. And once you see the pattern, you realize this is much bigger than coding assistance. This is AI slowly becoming an autonomous layer across the entire developer workflow. Let me explain. A few years ago, building software looked like this. You write code, someone reviews it, someone writes tests, someone handles deployment, someone monitors production, someone debugs issues at 2 a.m. Every stage had friction, every stage slowed you down. Now suddenly, AI is entering every single layer of that process. And honestly, the speed at which this is happening is kind of insane. Take coding first. Everyone already knows cursor. You describe a feature in plain English and it can generate functions, refactor files, understand large code bases, and even make multi-file changes. A year ago, that sounded futuristic. Now developers casually use it every day. But here's the part nobody talks about enough. Writing code is no longer the hardest part of software development. Shipping the software is. Because after the code is written, the real pain begins. Infrastructure, cloud setup, environment variables, deployment configs, scaling, monitoring. This is where momentum dies. This is why thousands of side projects never ship. And this is why I think the next generation of AI tools is way more important than coding copilots. Take Kuberns for example. What's interesting is that it doesn't operate like a traditional deployment platform. It feels more like an AI agent that deploys your application automatically. You connect your repository and the agent handles builds, environments, infrastructure setup and deployment workflows with almost no manual effort. That shift matters a lot. Because AI is no longer just generating code. It's starting to execute operational work too. And once deployment friction drops, the entire speed of software creation changes. One developer can suddenly do what previously needed multiple people and multiple workflows. Then look at code reviews. Tools like CodeRabbit can automatically review pull requests, detect bugs, flag risky patterns, and suggest improvements before humans even look at the PR. Then testing. Codium AI can analyze your codebase and automatically generate test cases based on the actual logic inside your functions and APIs. That matters because testing is one of the most repetitive parts of software development. Most developers know they should write tests, but good testing takes time. You have to think through edge cases, create mock data, structure assertions, and maintain everything as the code changes. So testing often gets delayed. Tools like Codium AI reduce that friction by inspecting code, identifying likely scenarios, and generating test scaffolding automatically. For example, a payment processing function might instantly get tests for invalid inputs, failed transactions, or timeout scenarios without a developer manually writing every case. It's not replacing engineers, but it removes a huge amount of repetitive setup work. And when testing becomes easier, teams actually do more of it, which means fewer bugs, faster iteration, and more confidence when shipping software. And then monitoring. Honestly, this part is underrated, because production debugging is one of the worst parts of engineering. Most developers waste hours digging through logs trying to understand what actually broke. Platforms like Highlight are changing that by grouping errors intelligently and surfacing what actually matters instead of drowning teams in noise. And when you step back and connect all of this together, you realize something important. AI is no longer a feature inside the workflow. AI is becoming the workflow. Writing, reviewing, testing, deploying, monitoring. Every layer is starting to get accelerated. And I honestly think this changes the economics of building software completely. Because the winning teams in the future may not necessarily be the biggest teams. They'll be the teams that ship the fastest. The teams with the least operational friction. The teams where ideas move from prompt to production in hours instead of weeks. And honestly, I think we're way earlier in this shift than most people realize. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to see what agentic deployment actually looks like in practice, check out Kuberns for free using the link in the description below.